organized by the Government of India, Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. Before proceeding the session, I would like to welcome Honorable Chief Patron, Dr. Yadav ma'am, Chairperson for PPT Education Group, Mr. Viras Agadalji, Sir, President PPT Education Group, our respected Director, Professor Dr. S. Chauhan, Sir, ITM. Now, I would like to welcome our respected jury members, Professor Kajal ma'am, Professor Ankita ma'am, Professor Rafik Ahmad sir, Dr. Diwakar Yagyasen sir, Dr. Anil Kumar Verma sir, and Professor Ankur sir. Now, I will call the group of participants one by one to give their presentation. Whose teams want to give their presentation, kindly raise your hands. I repeat, those teams who haven't given their presentation yesterday, please raise your hands. We will call them one by one. Harsh Agnihotri, please start your presentation.
Okay, sure. Just a second, I have to share my screen. So a very warm welcome to everyone. And thank you so much for the opportunity, ma'am. हमने प्रॉब्लम एक SIS में आइडेंटिफाई की थी कि जो हमारा डेयरी इंडस्ट्री है वहाँ पर एक्सेस मिल्क हो जाता है और वो इनकम जो होती है फार्मर्स की उसको ब्लॉक कर देता है, वो सर्कुलर फ्लो में नहीं आ पाती है वो वाली इनकम। सो हमने एक प्रोडक्ट डेवलप किया है जो कि 100% प्योर ऑर्गेनिक आइसक्रीम है, जो कि किड्स के लिए बेसिकली टारगेट की गई है। और यस, प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट मैम हमारे पास था, डेवलप एंड इनोवेटिव सोल्यूशन टू कंजर्वेशन ऑफ एक्सेस मिल्क टू यूजेबल प्रोडक्ट। सो हमें एक ऐसा प्रोडक्ट बनाना था कि जो वो एक्सेस मिल्क यूटिलाइज कर पाए एक प्रोडक्ट के फॉर्म में। हमने एक ऐसा प्रोडक्ट बनाया जो कि 100% प्योर ऑर्गेनिक आइसक्रीम है मैम। इसमें हम लोग ने टारगेट किया है किड्स को और जिमर्स को। बेसिकली अगर एक ग्लास ऑफ मिल्क रखा हो और एक कप ऑफ आइसक्रीम रखी हो, तो जो बचा होगा वो बेसिकली एक ग्लास ऑफ मिल्क को डिस्कार्ड करेगा और एक आइसक्रीम को उठाना पसंद करेगा। तो हमने वो एक आइसक्रीम बनाई जिसमें कि वो सारे न्यूट्रिशंस और मिनरल्स हम लोग ने ऐड ऑन किए जो कि एक किड्स के ग्रोथ के लिए चाहिए होते हैं। और हमने वो मिल्क को यूटिलाइज किया और उस किड तक पहुंचाया ताकि वो यूटिलाइज कर पाए, और जो हमारा मिल्क एक्सेस मिल्क होगा वो भी मैम यूटिलाइज हो जाएगा। थैंक यू।
If any jury member has questions regarding the presentation, please ask. Harsh. I repeat, if any jury member is having any question to ask to Harsh Agnihotre, please ask. Okay, so I think there is no cross question over there. So we are moving forward. Kuldeep Kumar Chaudhary, kindly give your presentation.
A very good afternoon, good morning to all of you. My name is Kuldeep Kumar Chaudhary from Mechanical Department. We identify the problem in SIH that, 1 second. Am I visible? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, your PPT is visible.
Yes, thank you. Problem is that renewable energy, innovative ideas that help manage and generate renewable resource more efficiently. And here actually the problem is renewable energy is utilized again and again, recycling. That one renewable energy is that solar energy. So the problem with solar energy is the photovoltaic cell are that they absorb so much radiation heat that with the overheated PV cell they are not able to produce electricity efficiently. There are possibly two ideas. First is the by flowing a thin layer of cold water at the top layer of PV cell and by placing of solar thermal collector behind the solar photovoltaic arrays. एक्चुअली होता क्या है, सोलर एनर्जी में जो रेडिएशन आता है सन से, वो फोटोवोल्टाइक सेल बहुत ज़्यादा सारे रेडिएशन एब्जॉर्ब करता है, इसकी वजह से पीवी सेल जो है ओवर हीट हो जाता है और इफिशियंटली इलेक्ट्रिसिटी प्रोड्यूस नहीं कर पाता है, जो ये प्रॉब्लम है। और उसके लिए हम लोग करेंगे, एक सेकंड, हम लोग करेंगे उसमें वी यूज कोल्ड वाटर on the top layer of PV cell. Cold water is passed through the layer. That layer gets cooled, which can work efficiently, and the cold water attains a high temperature about 80 degrees Celsius, which can used in other purposes like cooking. In the second case, the solar collector collect the radiated heat, transfer captured energy to a circulating medium fluid air. That turn takes it somewhere it can be used, such as a hot water tank, a welding space, etc. And the idea approach is we used purify water, and water is not any toxic element. The material which PV cell are made should be last reactive to water while neglecting chance of oxidation. In the second case, the material of hot water tank or welding space should be thermally insulated. And the next is, water. We used water actually. All person which were using a previously can use the additional requirement of water purifier in low temperature. First case, and having thermal insulated water tank or welding space for absorbing the radiated heat from solar energy. So this is the problem, and that's all of my presentation. Thank you so much.
बेटा आपकी पीपीटी एसआईएस के फॉर्मेट में नहीं है। आपका ये प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट का कोड क्या है? प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट कोड क्या है?
कोड एक्चुअली मैम,
कोड आपने
ma'am, problem statement code is not there.
If any other team member has any questions to ask about this presentation, please ask. Okay, so forward, Ravikant Tiwari, start your presentation.
My presentation is visible.
Yes, Ravikant. Presentation.
Okay, thank you. Sir, I have presented. Sir, I have presented my presentation yesterday also, but the presentation was not in the format of SIH. So I have told to present my presentation today itself. So I'm Ravikant. First of all, very warm good morning to one and all present here. I'm Ravikant Tiwari from Shining Scholars, and presenting in front of you the topic of our SIH presentation, that is designing an app for screening the possible mental health issue in adolescents and PWDs, that is person with disabilities. The ministry which is involved in the topic is Department of Empowerment of Person with Disabilities and Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. The problem code is RK769. Our team Shining Scholars, and I'm Ravikant Tiwari. So let's get. So let's get forward with the. So let's get forward with the idea. That is, our idea is start from the user registration itself. First of all, the user has to choose whether he wanted to communicate with the app via voice command or without voice command. And then the user will register with our app and do the the basic authentication, and then we'll provide the personalized questionnaire for the classification of the mental and emotional status of that particular person. When we give the personalized questionnaire to the individual, then we used to collect that data, that real-time data, in a centralized node that will be accessed only by our system and our authorities. The data includes statistics of the particular mental health issue and the severity and location as per mentioned in the authentication phase and registration phase of the individual, and the severity of the mental issue on the basis of the options which are filled by the user, and further analysis and action plan according to the questionnaire, according to the responses of the questionnaire. Then after processing, we will analyze, our app will analyze that about the severity of the mental status. If the mental status is not very severe, then the app will automatically suggest that person to take some steps like pursue some hobby, some interest and mental health classes nearby with the help of location which is being provided by the user. And also list of mental exercises will be also provided by the app itself, and similar mental health exercises for positive mental build-up. Otherwise, if the mental health is slightly severe of that person, then the follow-up and precautionary therapies will be suggested by the professional with whom the individual can uh, do chatting with our secured chatting platforms, and further can contact to the professional who is nearby on the basis of location. The technology stack which we'll be using is programming languages such as Kotlin, Java, toolset Android Studio, the for basic IDE, database, real-time database, that is MongoDB, authentication, auth0, voice command interface, that is will use any module of GitHub like Splash, backend, Firebase. Technologies which we are using is analytics, classification, one-to-one secured chat service using API. This is the further dependencies and use cases of our app, that if a user wanted to interact via voice command or not, and then he will interact with the app with the similar fashion. If he choose to interact with the app via voice command, then he'll be interacting with the app with voice command, otherwise in the manual process which we used to do in our daily life. And then the dependencies are there, and other things, and that's all from my side. I'm Ravikant Tiwari signing out. Thank you. If you have any questions, please.
If any remember the first question that I present so we can't.
Hello,
Yes, sir.
मैं डॉक्टर अनिल कुमार। इसकी क्या नोवेलिटी क्या है आपके वर्क में?
सर इसकी नोवेलिटी ये है कि जैसे आजकल के जो एप्स होते हैं उससे लोग मैनुअली इंटरेक्ट करते हैं, और ये हमारा ऐप जो है वो पर्सन विद डिसेबिलिटी के लिए भी है। अब कोई पैरालिटिक पर्सन होगा तो फिर वो हमारे ऐप से वाया वॉइस कमांड भी इंटरेक्ट कर सकता है, और या फिर कोई ब्लाइंड पर्सन है तो वो वाया वॉइस कमांड भी इंटरेक्ट कर सकता है, और जो या फिर मैनुअली लोग इंटरेक्ट कर सकते हैं।
इसमें दोनों में अच्छा क्या है, मैनुअली करें वो ऑटोमेटिक वाले में?
सर दोनों में ज्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं है। जैसे हम बेसिकली इंटरेक्ट करते हैं अपने गूगल उससे, गूगल
ओके वर्क कर रहे हैं, ये अभी हुआ नहीं है क्या?
नहीं सर, ये आज तक नहीं हुआ।
अच्छा,
अभी ऐसा
तो
मतलब स्पीच टू टेक्स्ट तो है। यस सर।
क्या डिफरेंस है दोनों में, मैनुअली और ये करेंगे तो?
सर डिफरेंस ये है कि आप बोल के कर सकते हैं। जैसे ब्लाइंड आदमी है कोई, उसका डिसेबिलिटी ब्लाइंड है, तो फिर हमारा ऐप उससे क्वेश्चन पूछेगा पहले, जैसे रजिस्ट्रेशन के लाइक व्हाट इज योर नेम, तो वो अपना नाम बताएगा। व्हाट इज योर लोकेशन, तो वो लोकेशन बताएगा। तो स्पीच टू टेक्स्ट रिकॉग्निशन हो जाएगा वहां पे।
ठीक है।
और वैसे
मैनुअली में हम लोग डायरेक्ट डाटा फीड करते हैं।
यस सर,
मैनुअली में डायरेक्ट डाटा
Yes, sir,
फीड
yes,
किया
sir,
जाएगा,
yes.
उसके अनुसार हो
बिल्कुल।
जाएगा। ठीक है, ठीक है, ओके,
थैंक यू।
If any other you member have any question regarding the presentation, please ask. Okay. So, Ravikant, if any team is left to give their presentation, kindly raise their hand. Team leaders can raise their hands. If any team is left out, please, team leaders can raise their hands. I repeat, if any team is left to give their presentation, please, team leaders can raise their hands. So, I guess no team left out to give their presentation. I will request Divyansh to give vote of thanks to wind up the session.
Thank you, Aviral. Thank you so much, dear participant, for your attention and your participation. Today, my words are not enough to express the gratitude on behalf of BBTIT. I want to take this moment and thank our honorable patrons, Dr. Alka Gupta ma'am, Chairperson PBT Education Group, Mr. Viras Sagar Das sir, President PBT Education Group, Respected Director Professor Dr. S.S. Chauhan sir, PBT item. I would like to my heartfelt thanks to our respected jury members and our faculty coordinators and students coordinator for their support and coordination. Last but not least, a very heartfelt thanks to all dear participants for your effort. Stay safe, stay connected. Thank you. Ma'am, can we wind up our sessions?
Hello. Yes, now we can wind up the session. I think all the teams have been participated. Now please close the meeting. Thank you all.